Well, a very good afternoon, everybody, and happy Tuesday. My name is Sandy Elson, and on behalf of the travel professional community and travelprofessionalnews.com, I want to welcome all of you and thank you so much for joining us today. Today's webinar is being hosted by Travel Planners International. As always, we really appreciate the support we get from TPI. Travel Planners International is a sales, marketing, and support agency for new and experienced travel professionals. Savvy, entrepreneurial-minded agents and agency owners partner with TPI for their forward-thinking, profit-generating marketing programs, savvy social media support, small business training events and agent community building meetings, and time-saving back-office technologies. Truth be told, they describe themselves as a group of fun, good-looking peeps in Maitland, Florida, who spend their days and nights dreaming and scheming of ways they can make their family of passionate, sleep-deprived rock star agents so happy and profitable that they go to bed at night, usually pretty darn late, yelling, "Nailed it!" Our speaker today is Belinda Zimmerman, Cruise Inventory Specialist for TPI. Nothing excites Belinda more than consulting business owners on how to thrive in a competitive marketplace. It's a tough job she handles with grace, thanks to her 27 years of marketing and advertising experience in the broadcast industry. While in broadcast, she also successfully launched her own internet radio startup, way before Spotify or Pandora were a thing. For the last 5 years, Belinda has shifted her focus exclusively to the travel industry, where she guides newer travel advisors on how to build a successful agency. She's also found a home in Travel Planners International, where she serves 3,800 plus travel advisors as a cruise inventory specialist. Belinda's topic today is Set Up Your Business for Success by Properly Qualifying Your Clients. Before we get started, a reminder that you are all muted, but we welcome your questions. You can type in your questions in the question area you see on the right-hand panel of your screen. At the end of the webinar, we'll get to as many questions as we can. Also, at the end of the webinar, Belinda has two amazing prizes for two lucky prize winners. I'll tell you more about the prizes a little later, but as a hint, you're going to want to take notes. So let's get started. Welcome, Belinda.
Hi, everybody. How is everybody doing today? I am so excited about the topic we're going to chat about today. So I'm hoping that everybody has a pen and pencil and everybody's excited. And we are going to work our way through qualifying you for your clients, qualifying your client. So welcome, 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 all you rock stars. So as Sandy told everybody, I have so many years in the broadcast industry, and I just loved qualifying my clients. Qualifying the client made me so excited because I would find out so much information about them. I really became part of their family. So some of the benefits of qualifying your client, how to qualify your client without giving them a third degree. When I first started in the industry, one of my biggest scares was I didn't want to sound like I was over questioning somebody. And when you over question somebody, they kind of put up a brick wall. And you don't want that to happen. You want to make sure that you are not giving them a third degree, and you want to make sure everybody is having such a fabulous time. And there's so many different ways of doing this, and have fun with it. So when your benefits to qualifying is you get to know the client. You get to know exactly what they want. You get to know what kind of vacations they've gone on. You have all of this information that's coming to you that will better help you to help your clients. So when you're doing a third degree, you don't want to do that. So people say, do I really need to do this? And I remember I would get very excited on my first sale. And it's like, oh, wow, I have a sale, I have a sale. And then somebody would say to me, my boss would say, well, what do they want? I don't know. They just want to buy something. The same thing happens in the travel industry. You get so excited. You have your first client and they want to cruise. Okay, that kind of leaves an open answer. So you really want to be able to find out more. They want to cruise. They want to go where? So do you really need this? The simple answer is yes. You know your product, but now you have to match your product to your client's needs. What do I mean by this? Well, for instance, would you sell a 2-seater car, one of those fancy roadsters, to a family of 6? You sure can, but will the family of 6 fit in it? Probably not. So you want to make sure that you are matching product to client. You are going to be the matchmaker. It's very, very important that you become part of this system and part of the process. And like I said, it is a fun process when you're qualifying your clients. And some of the things that people ask is, do I really need to qualify everyone? Oh, absolutely. You know, you're doing your family. A lot of people start with family and friends first, and you're sitting there and you think you really know Great Aunt Sally's likes and dislikes. But, you know, Aunt Sally is bringing her best friend along. Do you know about her best friend? What does that best friend want, you know? What about Aunt Sally? Aunt Sally might have something up her sleeve that you might not know about. So you do want to qualify everyone in the group. And we are going to get more and more into the questions as we go along of how do we really qualify and what questions or not questions, because like I said, we are not going to give them the 3rd degree. We are just going to find out everything about them and have fun doing it. So it is really confidential, don't you think? Finding out all these top secret ways of finding out about the client. Well, guess what? I am going to give you the super simple formula for breaking the secret code. And I know everybody's saying, where is Belinda from? Because I probably put an R on the end of that word formula. I am from New York originally, so excuse me for throwing those R's in. But there is a really, really simple thing for breaking this code. Guess what? There is no secret. There is absolutely no secret to learning how to qualify your clients. All you have to remember is the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, and why. When you remember those 5 W's in everything that you do, it will become so much simpler for you. And you can have a whole lot of fun doing it. So who? That's the first question. Basic, isn't it? Very simple, very simple. Who will be joining you on this fabulous trip? You know, you have this person sitting in front of you or talking to you on the phone, and they are talking a mile a minute of what's going on and where they want to go. So what you're going to really do is you're going to say, well, great, who's going with you? Who's going with you? Mom going with you? Dad going with you? Brother, sister, husband, children, cousins? There are so many different people that are going. Is it a group? You know, do you have a bunch of wine connoisseurs out there that they all want to learn more about the wine industry and they want to go on a particular cruise that will serve for their fun people? Is it all girls? You know, is it all guys? Is it a guy trip? Is it a girl trip? So who is all going? Now, when you get to where, the oyster, the world is your oyster, and you can take them anywhere, whether it be on a cruise or whether it be on a tour. The world is their oyster as well as yours. What? What's on your list of must-dos? Okay, so this is one of the reasons you can find out more about your clients. What is on your list of must-dos? So, for example, what have you done in the past? Share your personal stories. This is something I've done many, many times over. So you have a teenage daughter going with you. Boy, I remember when my daughter was that age, she loved her sports. And to her, no vacation was complete without a basketball court and a swimming pool. This will prompt your clients to start talking. They'll say, oh boy, my teenage daughter loves video games, or my teenager loves to do this, or wow, I remember when me and my husband went on such a trip and we absolutely loved sightseeing, or we loved to go to the museums. Now you bring your personal stories into their lives, and now they're going to share their stories with you. This is what becomes exciting, because now they're starting to create excitement in their own mind. You are making it exciting for them, because now they're thinking of all the different things that they can possibly do on this trip you're going to plan for them. Excuse me. Okay, so you have the who, you have the what, you have where, when. Okay, when is a good question to ask? Is there a particular time of year you want to go? Okay, for example, Alaska. They want to go to Alaska on a cruise. They're not going to get on Alaska on a cruise in the middle of February. So if they need to go in February, Alaska may be out of the picture for a cruise, but maybe some sort of expedition might be nice. Tell me why that time of year is important. Is it a birthday? Is it a graduation celebration? End of the school year, Easter vacation, spring break. How long are you available? Are the dates flexible? If I can find something really, really super, super duper cool for you at an awesome price, would that be something you would consider? Always remember to give your clients options when you're trying to qualify. This way it gives you more information when you come down with presenting them with the offer. Why? I can't talk enough about this question. Why is possibly the most important question you'll ever ask your clients. What is motivating you to go on this trip? Why? You'll get the real story. Why? Is this your son's last year living at home and you want to have the last fabulous vacation together as a family? What's motivating you? Grandma, she's not getting as agile as she used to be and she wants to go on a trip one more time. Why? What's the motivation? Now you're going to get the real story behind all of this. Motivation. What is motivating you? Why? Possibly the most important question. Motivation. Motivating you to go on this trip. I can't talk enough about this question. When I went overseas, what was motivating me? I wanted to see it. I've never been overseas. My husband and I wanted to get away for a second honeymoon. That was the motivation. A second honeymoon with my husband, someplace I've never been. Motivation. Okay, so who, what, when, where, why? You got the 5 W's. You're ready, you're armed, you're loaded. One thing's still missing. What can I possibly say? What could possibly be missing, right? You got the 5 W's, you went through all of this. What is there? What could be missing? Well, I'll tell you what's missing. The Benjamins. Yes, the budget, the money. What's going on? Where is the money? Okay, I don't like the word budget. The word budget is very, very outdated, and it's very scary for most people because now people start backpedaling on you. When you say the word budget, they immediately start thinking of their wallet, and they start thinking, oh my gosh, how much is this going to be? The budget, the budget, the budget. Stay away from this word. Have a positioning statement ready for them, something that's going to steer them clear of the word budget. Remember, motivation is driving them to this vacation. It's driving them to do this. So when we look at this, we're going to look at positioning statements. A positioning statement such as, let me give you an example. Let's see. This is such a fabulous vacation you planned out. Your grandmother will just love this. Or, this vacation with your son is going to create so many wonderful memories. It's going to be fabulous in the family album. Look for a positioning statement, one that steers them away from putting dollar signs in their head and putting the excitement in their mind. You're going to create such an exciting time for them. They're not going to think of the word budget, and their dollar signs will start getting a little smaller in their mind's eye and not so scary. So let's see. You've asked all the right questions. All your W's are there. The who, the what, the when, the where, the why. You know their likes. You know their dislikes. Now, you know what they want. You know why they want it, their motivation. You got it all, right? When you're doing something like this, you want to make sure all your bases are covered, because this is going to allow you to create the vacation of their dreams. Remember that motivation. You'll also find out their likes and their dislikes. And why is this so very important? Well, I'll give you an example. Some people, they like to be on the go constantly. As soon as they hit the ground running on their vacation, they want to go. And they will explain this to you when you're talking to them about their who, their what, their when, their where's, their whys. They will explain that. And you'll find out that they love to be, as soon as 6 o'clock in the morning comes, they're up, they have breakfast, they're out the door. But then you'll have your clients that will say, when I go on vacation, what I want to do is I want to lay on a deck and read a good book. So now you're not going to get them on something that's going to be a go situation. So you already know what they want. You see what they have. You've seen their past vacations. If they're all about going hiking, they're going to want to see some of that in their vacation. If they're all about sitting back on that deck reading the book, you're not going to want to make sure that they're in a conga line, because that's not something that they want. So you know why, and you got it all. So what really is next? We call it the guesstimate. Okay, so using their motivation and remembering that positioning statement. Remember that positioning statement is very, very important. You're not asking for a budget. You're getting rid of that word. Strike it from your vocabulary. The itinerary we've chosen is going to be perfect for grandma to trace her lineage, and fun for the kids as well. I can't wait to see the pictures on Facebook. That sounds fun, doesn't it? That sounds exciting. Grandma's going to like it. Grandma might be paying the bill. You don't know. I'll be sending you a final quote with all the details spelled out. Looks like I can get you this memorable trip somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000. That sound right about to you? This is something that you have to be aware of. What you don't want to do is you don't want to think with your pocketbook. You don't want to think what you think they can afford. You don't know what they've saved for. You don't know what their purse string is like. You want to be able to get them what they want and create the memorable occasion that's motivating them to go on this vacation. Okay, while you're doing all of this and bringing everybody together and having so much fun and excitement and creating the perfect vacation for them, you've created it, you've organized it, you've got them excited, you've overcome all the client's objections. How did you overcome the objections? Because as soon as you said it's going to cost between $15,000 and $20,000, they will either have said, not a problem, or they would come up with an objection. When they come up with the objection, this is when you strike and you obliviate the objections. Your clients are now ready. They're biting at the bit. And now you want to make sure you ask for the sale. That's part of it. You want to close the deal. Again, keep the excitement going with your clients. Make sure your clients are really active in it, becoming part of the vacation. Have them start giving you positioning statements for themselves. When you hear things like, oh, grandma would love that, or my son is just going to flip over surfing on Hawaii. These are closing statements that you can really sink your teeth into. Knowing now they have become excited, they are ready. Now you get them even more excited. You say, I'm so excited for you. Let's get you packing. What charge card will be using? Right there, you're asking for it. Because you're excited, they're excited. Have them bring it to the table. You want all of this put together. I can't explain how important qualifying is for your clients and for yourself. This will allow you to see what's going on, and it'll allow your clients to feel like you really are working for them, and they know that your main objective is to make sure that they are taken care of and that they have the perfect vacation. So don't be afraid to ask for that sale. Don't be afraid to put that price point out there. The price point, don't think with your pocketbook. Don't think what you think they can afford. You never know what you can afford. I will give you an example. My husband and I, we were going car shopping. And on the weekends, I kind of dress sloppy. I know, I admit it, I dress sloppy. I throw a sweatshirt and pair of jeans on, and we were out car shopping. And my husband was pretty much dressed the same. It was the weekend, no suits, no ties, no skirts. He was in a sweatshirt and jeans, and we needed a brand new car. Now, when we walked into the dealership, the salesman eyed us up and down and assumed we could not afford anything on his lot. Boy, was that the wrong assumption for them. So they kind of skedaddled us off the lot, thinking we didn't have any money or we could not afford what they had on their lot. So with that rejection, we turned around and went to his competitor. Same kind of car. And we purchased a brand new vehicle, hot off the presses. So he assumed we couldn't afford it. So don't assume you know your client's price point. Always go for that excitement. Always go for that. Overcome the objections, get the clients excited, and say, let's get you packing. What charge card are you going to be using? Okay, so I have this word, don't panic. Part of what happens when you are qualifying for one of your clients is that you're an expert in all sorts of things. You're an expert in cruises, you're an expert in tour groups, you're an expert in train travel. However, you might not be an expert in camping, or as I call it, glamping, glamour camping. It just might not be your forte. So don't panic, just don't panic, because you don't want to lose the client, but yet again, you don't want that client to have a bad vacation. So basically, what you're going to do is you are going to say to your client, gee, I do not have any type of experience in glamping. However, you've done all your qualifying. You know exactly what they want. Just let them know that this is not your area of expertise. But don't worry, don't panic. You can let your client know that this is not your field and you want to make sure they have the best vacation that you can possibly get for them. So what you're going to do is you're going to recommend another agent to assist them. Now, that is okay. There are many of us in our TPI family of agents that you will get to know on your journeys. And we love to work together, and our agents do love to work together. And you know something? You're going to earn the respect of your client because they see now that you are more concerned about them having the best time of their lives. And with that being said, they know you're not concerned with their wallets or your wallet. You're concerned with their time of their life. So you can keep your client in the fold by some simple steps. You would actually say to them, I'd love to hear how your trip went. Send me some pictures. You keep them in the fold that way. Or I would love to keep you posted on any other offers that you might be interested in the future. Would you mind if I send them to you? So something like that gets them excited. They can send you pictures. You keep them with you. You too are learning about the glamping. You are learning all of this. So now what we're going to do is, it looks like my slides are out of sync completely. And I do apologize for that. So with that being said, and you know that you have been able to not panic over having to redirect your clients to another agency just because you don't know glamping, you are going to be able to help them in the future. So any kind of questions, if now would be the time to ask any questions regarding qualifying or redirecting your clients.
Okay, Belinda, are we ready for some questions from the audience?
I am ready.
Great. Thank you for that wonderful information. Really important information and helpful too. One of our agents wants to know, she has a question about what you said about not talking about budget. She said that she does mostly custom planning that's based on what the client is willing to spend. So how would you approach that kind of a client when needing to know the budget?
Okay. Well, again, it's not a matter of needing to know the budget, because I'm sure if she has custom builds like she is saying, what happens is you can actually ask what they want and position statement the information. So just like I said, if she's looking for something custom, I don't know what type of custom she's looking at. Say it's a cruise overseas in the wine country of France. So if it's customized, she is going to get a little list of everything that the client wants and is going to think that this is going to be fun for them. At the end of that list, that's when she will position it and say, something like this would run about 15 to 20,000 or whatever the price would be. Does that sound right to you? So you throw a price out there based on the information they've supplied you with.
Okay, that's great advice. You were talking about not assuming what someone's budget should be by the way someone is dressed or your experience with the car dealership. That agents should not be selling out of their own pocketbook, but out of the client's pocketbook. It's my experience has been that a lot of times your first inclination is to, for example, if you're quoting cruise cabins, a lot of agents want to start at the least expensive minimum inside cabin so as not to scare their clients away. How do you get out of that habit of starting at the
Okay.
bottom instead of starting at the top?
Right. First things first, don't be afraid. That's, when I first started in the industry, that's the same thing I did. It's like, oh my gosh, you look at an aqua class, or you look at a concierge class, or, a tremendous balcony or a family suite, and you think, oh, nobody's going to be able to afford it. You have to block that out of your mind. Because yes, when you look at things like inside cabins, and you kind of are pulled towards that because it is a less pricier option. But again, you're thinking with your own mindset. You have to get out of your own mindset and say, it's not my money, it's my client's money, and this is something my client might want. So you get out of that mindset and say, okay, my client wants the best of everything. So therefore, I am going to basically promote a better price point. I am going to say, well, my client loves luxury, so I'm not going to push an inside cabin. I am going to look at a spacious ocean view balcony cabin. And this is what you look at. And take it one level higher. Remember this, when quoting price point, you can always come down, but you can never go up. If you're quoting somebody $5,000, they're going to want to stick with that $5,000 quote, even though $7,000 might have been in their pocket. So you can always come down, but you can never go up. That's
great advice. And not only could $7,000 be in their pocket, but that could actually be a better match to what they're expecting. But we don't want to lose the opportunity to suggest that to them. One of our agents, going back to telling a client that the vacation that you're quoting could be $15,000 to $20,000, for example. She wants to know if the client comes back and says, "Oh, that's way too much. I was thinking more in the $5,000 to $10,000 range." What do you say then?
Absolutely. So you say, okay, great. Let's take a look at what we've offered here, and let's see what we can do within that price range. So like I said, you can come down, but you can't come up. So now you've offered, say, the Taj Mahal, and now you want to bring it into their price point. Now they're giving you a place to put your sale in. So they're saying, okay, I can't do 15 to 20, but I can do 5 to 10. So now when they give you the 5 to 10, you're going to come down off the 15 and go up from the 10. So now you're going to come down closer. So now you're going to kind of create something and say, okay, great. Well, what you're going to do is say, Grandma will love this, this, and this. What do you think we can alleviate from this cruise or this trip or this excursion? What don't you want? Now it kind of puts it on them a little, because now they're thinking, gee, I really wanted everything. They make it think, okay, well, maybe 15 wasn't too bad, but can we do it for 13? So now you kind of got it going, and they're giving you the objections that you can handle to get them closer to handing you that credit card.
Great answer. One of our agents wants to know if after qualifying the client, you feel that the client is just not a good match for you or your business model. Would you tell the client right away, and what's the best way to do that?
Okay. Like I said, don't panic. If it's just not you, like I said, maybe you never sold a cruise in your life and you don't plan on selling cruises. It's just not your forte. But you don't know what that client will want in the future. So you don't want to get rid of the client completely. You want to keep them in the fold. You want to keep them in the family, so to speak. But you know of one of your best friends that you've met at one of the excursions, you've met at some of the TPI rocks that handles cruises. They are cruise crazy. You contact them on the phone and say, hey, listen, I got this client for you. It's not my expertise. And then you can work literally with your client and let them know that this is not your field of expertise. However, I want to make sure you have the best vacation possible. So I brought in Joe Smith, who does nothing but cruises, and would love to help you with this. And please keep me posted on your trip. I want to hear more how that went. And when it's time for you to go visit Ireland on your tour, please call me because I can get you on some fabulous trips there too. So you keep them in the fold. They realize it's not all about your pocketbook because they realize you want them to have a good time, and they respect you for that because you don't want to give them a bad trip. You want them to enjoy themselves. You want them to have an exciting time, but this is something you just don't do. Don't panic.
Fabulous answer. I think that does it for the questions right now. If we didn't get to your question, or if you think of something after the webinar is over, Belinda has put up her contact information, and you can contact her with any questions. We do have one more late-breaking questions.
Okay.
What's your advice for bringing up a fee that you might charge, a planning fee, a plan-to-go fee, that kind of thing?
You mean like a consulting fee, so to speak?
Yeah, like if you want to charge a planning fee, a non-refundable planning fee, so that, if they end up booking with someone else, you don't lose all that time.
Okay. Basically, you can bring it up at the end of the conversation after you put all of this together. Say, I can do all this for you, but just to let you know that I do charge a fee, $25 for blah, 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 $50 for blah, blah, blah. But you can tell them at the end of the conversation so they know that if they walk out the door with all of your information and book with somebody else, that you're still going to send them a bill. It's not unfair or unkind because you actually went through all of the steps with them. You've done all the homework. You've done the footwork. You want to make sure they respect you. I mean, if you go in to see a doctor on a consulting fee, even though the doctor isn't going to perform the surgery, he's still going to charge you. You got to remember, you're a professional too. So people have to realize you are the professional. And if they just want you for a consultant, you have to charge a fee, just like a doctor.
Fantastic. Thank you for these wonderful answers. So now we're going to get to the prize giveaway. And what Belinda is giving away is not only valuable, it's invaluable. She's giving away 2 30-minute coaching sessions with her. So you can tap into all of her great information in your particular situation, your business model, and Belinda will offer coaching that will undoubtedly change your business. So, and she's giving away 2 to 2 lucky winners. And this is how it's going to work. Belinda is going to ask a question for the first prize and then a different question for the second prize. And I will take the 5th correct answer I see come across my screen as the winner. And we will send your information along to Belinda, and she will get in touch with you about redeeming your coaching session. And we thank Belinda and TPI very much for this wonderful opportunity for our agents. So Belinda, go ahead with the first question.
Okay, question number 1. What is the most important question to ask during the qualifying? What is the most important question to ask during the qualifying? I must have said it 100 times. It's one of my favorites.
Okay, we have answers coming in. Let's see who we have. That is the 5th correct answer. Okay, give you another couple of seconds.
Okay.
Okay, we have a winner. The winner is Carrie Hicks, and the answer is, what is motivating you? What is motivating you?
What is motivating you? The most important question.
Most important question. So congratulations to Carrie Hicks. And as I said, we will pass your information to Belinda. And let me just clear my screen. And we'll get to the second question. Oh, we have lots of people who answered. Thank you for listening, everybody. Okay, and we're going to do this the same way. I'll take the 5th correct answer. And the question, Belinda, go ahead and ask the question.
Okay. Instead of asking, what is your budget? What is a more powerful positioning statement you can use?
Okay, we want an example of a statement you can use.
Right. So instead of saying, what is your budget? What is the more powerful positioning statement you can use?
Okay.
This is probably going to be the hardest thing for people to get away from, using that word budget.
Budget, right. Okay, we'll give you another few seconds. Answers are coming in more slowly to this one, Belinda.
A whole sentence. They have to do a sentence. Yeah, and I know they have to get rid of that B word. What's that B?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have a we have a willing winner, and the winner of the second 30-minute coaching session is Cheryl Affinito. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, Cheryl Affinito. So congratulations. Oh, and some of the statements could be, for example, this is a fabulous vacation you have planned. Your grandmother will love this, or this vacation with your son is going to create wonderful memories. And Cheryl said this will create so many memories for you, which is exactly right. So congratulations to both Cheryl and to Carrie Hicks. Let me just write these names down. And Belinda will get in touch with you about redeeming your prize.
I can't wait to talk to both of them.
Sorry?
I can't wait to talk to both of them.
Yes, and I'm sure they are very anxious to talk to you so much. Again, I want to thank Belinda Zimmerman and TPI for this wonderful webinar. But Belinda, this was wonderful information. I learned a lot too. So thank you so much for doing this.
You are welcome. It's been a pleasure. So let's rock on in 2019, rock stars.
Absolutely. I want to thank our agents again for taking time out of your busy day to join us today. I know you got a lot out of this. So enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.